coming out is my privilege to be the first one on stage, so no one's laughed yet. It's gonna be great. Yeah, no, but I'm excited about being here. MC tonight, so I'll be coming out and doing some on stage. It's gonna be great. We're gonna get to know each other. It's gonna be really fun. But honestly, so like I said, I'm excited to be here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it or not. They asked me, and I was like, like maybe, I don't know, like that's kind of weird. And I think it stems from my fear of commitment. And you might say, Graham, why are you afraid of commitment? And I said, that's a really fair question to ask. And it starts in 7th grade. I was dating this girl, and we dated for 2 weeks, okay? And by like 7th grade, that was a long time. We were gonna get married, and then she broke up with me, okay? After 2 weeks. Okay, yeah. You got broken up, but fine, whatever. She didn't just break up with me. She moved to Arizona without telling me. I'm not making this up, it's 100% true. I came to school, couldn't find her. I asked one of her best friends where she was, and the answer was in Arizona. And I'm originally from Michigan. That's a long, that's not like, 30-minute, like across the country, I guess. I don't know, maybe it was me, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. But I'm over it now, I'm in college, I'm much more confident, I live here in Chicago, and when you live in Chicago, you take public transportation, you ride the L. My family loves trains, so they're like, Graham, you have to take the trains. I was like, well, how else am I gonna get anywhere? It's not like I'm just gonna do it. So, I was on the train, this is pretty recent. I was with one of my friends and I was taking the red line. We were going up to the north side. And the red line trains, you walk on and in between the doors there's like those benches in the middle, and there's no one on the train. Oh, wow, there are a lot of people in here. That's fine. It's cool, it's good. Everything's fine, everything's under control. So I get on this train, we're going to the north side, and we get to the loop. And we get to the loop and the doors open and a flood of Northwestern fraternity brothers get out of the car. Like, the car is full, and every single one of them, Chick-fil-A milkshake in one hand, Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich in the other hand. So the entire car smells like that base, like CTA smell of like musty, like beer, and then it also smells like cologne and chicken, all right? And all of these smells are washing over me, and there's this guy, he sat right across from me, I don't know, we'll say his name was Gary, he's kind of the leader, right? And Gary starts telling the story, he says, yeah, dude, so I was really hot this one time, right? And all these girls are like, nice, yeah. And then they all like eat their chicken and drink their milkshake, and so Gary keeps going, he says, yeah, dude, and I was so high, I went into 7-Eleven and I asked the guy, like, do you have any food you can just give me for free? And all the girls are like, no way, that did not happen! And they're all going crazy. He said, yeah, it happened. And the guy, he just started filling his bag with like chicken and shit. It was crazy. And then I went outside and there's this homeless guy and he said, yo, dude, do you have anything that I can eat? And I just gave him the bag of chicken. And so you think they were excited before, but these guys were like, they were slamming each other on the back. They're like, that's incredible! Like, that's amazing, Gary, you're the man! Dude, Gary's the best! And for that moment, it's like so surreal. I just forgot that I was on the CTA, surrounded by like 6'4" men, all men, right? I was like very self-conscious, and I forgot that they were probably all doing something heinous downtown. And in that moment, like I just thought that they were gonna go like volunteer at a shelter. Like it was so awesome. Like I loved it. I really loved it. I thought that they were gonna go donate blood. And on the topic of donating blood, so, quick aside, not comedic at all. You should all go donate blood. The hospital on campus has a blood bank. They make it really easy. With everything that's been going on, I highly recommend it. So much so that I've gone twice, and they told me never to come back. And you say, great, why did they tell you never to come back? And the answer is I passed out both times. And you might not believe this, but that's actually not the worst part of my donating blood experience. I was not passing out. It was not like the 12 ice packs on my head. It was filling out the medical history, right? Because it was just a really, really aggressive version of Never Have I Ever. I felt really unaccomplished. It was like, never have I ever gotten a tattoo, never have I ever gotten a piercing, never have I ever had sex with a man. And then when I play Never Have I Ever, it's never have I ever gotten a tattoo, never have I ever gotten a piercing, never have I ever had sex with a woman, right? It's like basically the same. It's basically the same. And so I don't want to donate blood anymore, and that's why I encourage you guys to donate instead of me, because they do not want me there. But thank you guys. We have an amazing show lined up for you, and it is my privilege to introduce our next comic. I've known her for a long time, and ever since she's been little, she's wanted to grow up to be Nina Dunham's murderer. So everybody, Val Bodurtha.
I'm back. Give it up for Graham, everyone. My name is Val Bodurtha, not a joke, just my name. The Bodurthas go way back. We're witch burners. So we're, well, you're welcome for there being no more witches, okay? Me being a witch burner isn't really a joke, it's just kind of a fact. Yeah. How are you guys feeling tonight? Really good? These sections are cool, and you guys came from a funeral. You're like, let's go get yelled at by a schlubby Jew. She'll love it. Alright, well, I'm feeling a little down. I miss childhood. People cared so much more if you were lost, you know? Now, when I get lost in a supermarket, nobody gives a fuck. Kids get so much care from strangers. Meanwhile, I was at the train station the other day, and I asked this woman for directions, and she goes, "Stupid bitch." And takes a picture of me with her cell phone. Probably for her stupid bitch blog. Or to send someone to kill me. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I didn't prepare this one that much, but it's straight from the heart. So when I was 13, I had this big crush on this neighborhood guy named Rob, and he was 18, and he had been in the local newspaper as a shirt model once, and I thought he was so hot. And his family had a boat. And one day, he invited my family out on his boat. And my sisters and I were all there. We love Rob. He's so sexy. We're with my mom. And we go out into the water. And my mom just taps Rob on the shoulder, and we're all there. And she goes, "Are there sharks in this water?" And Rob's like, "Oh no, there's no sharks in this water. They don't live here." She was like, "But if blood goes in the water, will there be sharks?" And he's like, no, you don't have to worry about that. There aren't any sharks." Undeterred. My mother is undeterred. She goes, "What if there's menstruation blood? Will there be sharks?" That's doesn't really change. The fact that there aren't any sharks in the water. And I said, "Mom, you're embarrassing me, stop it." She's like, "It's a perfectly normal method of being, Val." And then she gave me a 30-minute speech about why I should be proud of my period. Because, in front of Rob. That's the story. That's not anything. Give it up for Mike in the audience, everyone. Mike and I are on our first Tinder date. Don't let his confusion fool you. We are in love. I'm not really much of a Tinder girl. I prefer J-Swipe. That's Tinder for Jewish people. I am Jewish, if you couldn't tell from my face or voice or body. I like J-Swipe. I once met this guy on J-Swipe, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not into Jewish women. I'm not Jewish. I'm just really into Jewish women." And I was like, "Am I being fetishized?" And then I was like, "Am I finally being fetishized?" Hey, don't fetishize Jewish women, okay? Porn bannerats are always like, "Sexy Russians in your area. Hot Asians long for you." It's never like, "Horny Jewesses." They want to point and laugh. That's your small white cock. The other day I told someone I was Jewish, and she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "Oh, because of the Holocaust." So I naturally said, "The what?" And then I explain to me what the Holocaust was. She was like, so there was this really bad man, but was it a really long time ago, like 500 years, 600 years? And he tried to kill all the Jews. Well, did he have a really good reason? Depends who you ask. I want to tell you guys one more thing. I just got out of a relationship. I got dumped. Oh. Don't do it to me, Mike. Don't hurt me. Seriously. All right. I just got out of a relationship, and I'm moving on, and I'm not bitter, but sometimes when I masturbate, I think about him begging me for a job. Let me tell you what I imagine. He walks into my high-rise office. I'm wearing a blood-red ball gown to the floor. It's totally work appropriate. He's like, Val, come crawling back, and I whirl around, bam, bam, double-barrel shotgun blast to both knees. He falls to the ground. I say, dance. He goes, what's my knees? I say, dance. He gets up and he does a little busted knee dance. And then my secretary, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, because I'm fucking the secretary, comes in and force feeds him poison. And I say, I'll give you the antidote, Chris. I'll give you the antidote. If you can perform for me one simple task, you must give me an orgasm. His eyes widen as he realizes this is the one thing he cannot do. And so he dies. His last vision on this earth of me burning a giant pile of money. But I'm so not better. I'm totally over it. Thank you guys so much.
Applause for that. I was looking at some of the stuff I've written, as the MC, like rip off of the last person's jokes those jokes were really offensive. The only thing that I had that was even on the same level, I have written only idiots keep nudes in the cloud, and I don't remember what that was from. I don't know the joke that goes with that. But that's the thought I want to leave you with before I introduce our next comedian. So real quick, our next comedian is a member of the Underground Collective, which is an organization in Hyde Park, and they do all sorts of amazing stuff. These guys loved that joke. Thank you so much. It wasn't even a joke, it was just amusing I had, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But so the Underground Collective, they do stand-up and spoken word and all sorts of different performances, so definitely check them out. Our next comic is a member. Everyone please give a warm welcome to Felix.
So yeah, I'm sorry, was I supposed to move this? I just automatically do that. Who's excited for Off, right? Off is amazing. Improv is amazing. Sketch comedy, it's fucking crazy. I can't believe people do this. It stresses me out just to watch improv. The first time I watched improv, I was on the edge of my seat, I was clutching my hands together, and I was like, please God, let it be funny, please let the audience have it funny, please let me know what silence is. And then the white guy started rapping, and I was like, thank God! But yeah, no, improv and sketch, that's fucking hard. What's really hard, I think, about it is that it's a group effort, right? So there are so many people relying on you to be funny, and you can't let them down. Whereas me, standing here right now, doing stand-up, it's easy. I'm alone, no one's relying on me. The only person I'm letting down is my father, so, it's okay. So yeah, hello, nice to meet all of you. I'm Felix. I'm trans. That's a fun time. Whoop the direct action, that's what that is. The weird thing about being trans at this university specifically is that everyone seems to know what it is, but nobody seems to understand the physical nitty-gritty of it. So let's really get into it now. So yeah, I think transitioning, when Caitlyn Jenner just ghosted us for 2 weeks and then appeared a fully transitioned butterfly, everyone was like, oh, okay, so this is how it is. It's a sort of Captain America, the first Avengers scenario, where they put you in this old timey-wimey steampunk machine, and then they inject you with a ton of neon shit, and then there's a guy on the other side of the glass, and he's turning this huge dial, and his boss is screaming at him, being turn it up to 6, turn it up to 6 literally just like me sitting on my living room floor, wine drunk, and Googling to see if my health insurance company takes Groupon. So yeah, being trans, that's fun. Yeah, that's right, I'm still talking about this. And I know what you're all thinking. You're all thinking, I know where this is going. The only, and this is not where I want this to go. The only thing worse than an unfunny female comedian making jokes about her period is an unfunny male comedian making jokes about his period. So let me reassure you, there'll be no period talk, no menstruation jokes. Don't worry, I'm gonna keep it classy, guys. So how about dicks, huh? How are people feeling about them? Woo! Hell yeah! I'm gonna be totally candid with you guys. I'm never gonna get bottom surgery. It's not for me. Bottom surgery, for those who don't know, is when someone who doesn't have a dick wants a dick, and then the doctors like take part of their skin, sometimes from their forearm, and just like sculpt a dick. I assume the method is same for people who want vaginas, except it's like all in reverse. You know, like all the doctors like moonwalking around the surgery room. What the fuck was I going with this? Anyway, sometimes I'll tell people like, oh yeah, I don't want bottom surgery, and like mostly older trans guys will be like react to me in the same way that like white middle-aged women called Deborah react when you say you don't want kids. They'll be like, oh honey, oh sweetie, oh no, you'll see one day. You know, we all feel this way, but like when you grow up, you'll see, you'll want a dick one day. And I'm like, you know what, fine, whatever. If the day comes that I'm like, I want a dick, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take out my phone, I'm gonna open the app called Tinder, and I'm gonna find myself a goddamn dick. So speaking of dicks, let me tell a joke about my father. No, I'm just taking my 5 minutes around. Okay, I'm gonna leave you now. Goodbye.
Alright, thank you Felix so much. So, I took a long time with that last transition. I just got in trouble. So I'm going to try and speed it up a little bit because there's more comedy and I'm not it, alright? So I want to introduce our next comedian. The only thing I know about him is he likes to hold grudges. Everyone give it up for Chase!
Hey everyone, I'm Chase. I'm trying to drop my last name. I want to be like Cher or Obama, where people like just call me Chase. So I'm Chase, and I'm from New Jersey. And I'm not one of those people who's like flippant about being from New Jersey. Like, I'm from Jersey. I'm hardcore Jersey. Like, this summer, my mom and I wanted to go to our favorite Italian restaurant on the Jersey Shore. It's called Pavinci's. I really like it because Frankie Valli's younger brother has a weekly cabaret show there, the guy from the Four Seasons. So we're driving down the Garden State Parkway, and I was like Googling the restaurant on my phone to make sure it was open, and I learned that they got busted earlier this summer for being the cocaine processing plant for like the entire northeastern road trip. It was like a mafia front on the Jersey Shore. And my mom was like, Chase, should we still go to this restaurant? And I was like, yes, Beth, they have the best calamari and gravy in New Jersey. And like, that's how you know you're really Jersey. It's not about not being fazed by organized crime. It's when you start calling tomato sauce gravy. If you call it marinara sauce, okay, like that's a little Jersey, but when you call it gravy, you're just like in too deep. It's way too much. And so coming here to the Midwest, I'm like a fearsome defender of the state of New Jersey. If people talk shit about it, like, don't get you. But the problem with that is that like New Jersey still fulfills every stereotype, and I feel stupid when I go back home and I realize that everyone who's making fun of New Jersey is right. Right? Like, at the end of the summer, this politician I worked for in New Jersey called me and he was like, hey Chase, do you want to work the New Jersey Democratic State Convention? And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Where is it? It was at the Borgata Casino in Atlantic City. Do you know where's a bad place to host a political convention in a casino. Because the staff confused where the blackjack tournament was to where the convention was. So like, everyone was confused, no one knew who was a politician, and they had to postpone this important discussion on the state pension system because the state senator got caught up in a really good game of poker. But here in Chicago, like, I try to bring my culture, the state of New Jersey, to the Midwest. And the biggest way I've done this was last year, I hosted at my fraternity a Jersey Shore themed party. Snooki goes to the same Michaels as me. I would consider her an acquaintance, and so I felt like very ready to host this party. So before the party, I went to Walgreens to pick up like the most orange bronzer I could, so we all looked ridiculous. So I tell the attendant at Walgreens that this is what I want, and she walks right up to the register, picks up like the announcement system for the whole Walgreens, and goes, "The boy at the front needs help with his makeup." So this attendant comes up to me and she goes, "Yes, queen, you ready to look beautiful?" And I was like, "My frat is hosting a party and I need bronzer." And I ended up with a really nice set of eyelashes then. I think the weirdest thing about being from New Jersey is that there are things that I assumed were normal my whole life that once I left the state, I realized are like very Jersey specific and not normal anywhere else in the country. Like it totally denaturalized the way I think about New Jersey. And the best example of this is Mischief Night. Do you guys know about Mischief Night? Okay, so in New Jersey, we take the phrase trick or treat really seriously. If you don't give someone a treat, you have to trick them. And you do this the day before Halloween. You pull a prank on them, like TPing their house or keying their car. And the crazy thing about this is when I was in elementary school, my elementary school would send emails that would be like, "Dear parents of Deerfield Elementary, tonight is Mischief Night. Keep your children in the house, it is dangerous." Like, New Jersey has the fucking purge, and I didn't think that was weird until I got to Chicago. Anyway, thanks so much, you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Chase. I've never been to New Jersey, but I've heard great things. All in the last 5 minutes. So, I want to take the opportunity to introduce our next comic. She's a really good friend of mine. Her name is Hannah B. Skaran, but she didn't tell me what the B stands for, so feel free to use your imagination as you welcome Hannah B. Skaran.
I'm not going to tell you guys either. How are you guys doing tonight? Is everyone feeling good? Is everyone happy? Generally good, socially adapted to the situation? Because I wanted to make things really awkward by talking about middle school. Not like you guys hadn't heard enough period jokes yet, so I thought I'd just throw a few more in. Specifically about middle school, I wanted to talk about a debate that seemed to happen an awful lot during my tenure at the institution. That debate was, who has it worse? People with vaginas or people with penises? And the debate would always go something like this. On one side you have, well, this is what we think is the ace in the hole, okay? We get periods, and they're crampy, and they're uncomfortable, and we get moody. So, you know, that pretty much wins that debate. And then we go over to the other side of the argument, and they're just over here like, yeah, our dicks are just kind of doing whatever they want. We cannot control our penises at all. Alright, I don't know what to tell you guys. We're getting boners all the time. And so I always thought that that was a really interesting, like, equal sign to draw, you know, an unexpected erection with a period. And so I wanted to kind of like draw that out a little bit more. So because in my experience, me and my friends, like my girlfriends, it would always be like our periods were like a source of community. We were like menstruating Soviet spies, essentially. We were vigilant about it. We would be in the classroom armed with like our rations of Midol and maxi pads. We had like an elaborate system of like hand signs and secret code words. I don't know if anyone else did this or if it was just me, but and so like, I don't know, there was a real sense of community there. We'd have like a secret word, like, Brenda, code red, you know, and she'd run up to the bathroom, so it was really subtle. And so what I've always middle school who were like lending their hoodies to their friends to tie around their waist to hide their erection. Did that happen? Did I not know? And so I guess, they could be similar, but maybe in that way they differ. And as I got older, I found that I went on from debating with boys to dating the boys, and that brought with it its own fun set of new revelations. Something that a lot of girls are into, it's sort of a cliche. Girls are into bad boys, right? Girls are really into bad boys. I'm not into bad boys. I'm more into what I would call evil men. And specifically what I'm referring to, I should clarify, are the villains in movies, right? Let me give you an example. So, you know the actor Adam Driver? Yeah. Adam Driver, okay. Not into him at all. But then we have Kylo Ren. Do I think Kylo Ren is a classic hero? Yes, I do. And so, why is this? What draws this distinction? And I can give some other examples, there's Frank Underwood. I think he's really cute. Scar from The Lion King. Voldemort. Okay, well I haven't actually seen Harry Potter, but I assume I'd be into it. And so where does this attraction come from? And honestly, I can't tell you. I choose not to tell you. But I will say this in defense of my position, and it's this. You can get just about anyone to tie you up during sex, right? Like 50 Shades of Grey has more or less liberated us to the point where if you want to do light bondage, that's pretty open and accessible. But how many people can you get to tie you to railroad tracks and run away? Because you know who would do that for me? Kylo Ren. How many people can you get to suspend you above a tank full of sharks? That's hard to find a villainous man. Kylo Ren. I call him Kyle. We're close. So that's my defense of that position. Thank you guys, and Hannah.
All right, thank you so much, Hannah. Let's do one more round of applause. That's Let's not waste any time. Our next comedian, I've seen him perform a couple of times. He's super funny. I'm super excited to introduce Tab. So everyone put your hands together for Tab.
So, what's you guys' least favorite race? Mine's just like marathon, although I know some people. I think no matter what your opinion, though, we can all agree that the Jews are third on that list. It's very hard to find people that think I'm funny, either in real life or on stage. So far I met one, including myself. But I think this is what teachers in high school meant when they said I had a lot of potential. There's a lot of opportunity for growth. Mostly because there's quite literally no more room for failure, from a logistics standpoint. The only reason I bother wearing clothes anymore is to fish for compliments from other people, right? Do you guys do that? Because really, what otherwise is the point of wearing clothes besides the law? I'm just trying to feel validated and hear things like, oh, Tab, that's a nice shirt. I bet you have the undying love and support of your parents. That's going to be my new only shirt for the rest of the year. Or Tab, those are some really cool socks, or rather lack thereof, that you're wearing. I bet you totally had friends in high school. Exactly the look I was going for. Or maybe something like, Tab, that's a really dope yarmulke. I bet your penis is totally normal sized and not small at all, even a little bit. So I usually get my mom flowers for special occasions, but I usually feel really guilty about it because flowers suck. Hot take, I know, but hear me out. Flowers have no utility. You have to water them and feed them, and they don't do anything. It's like watering and feeding a rock. Except I don't think I'd give my mom rocks for like Mother's Day or something because I think it would be insensitive. But would flowers really be that much better? It's kind of like going up to your mom and saying, "Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Here's another burden." It's like, I know you have 2 kids, but these flowers will last a week, so they'll take a little longer to disappoint you. That's the end of that joke. Here's the start of a new one. I made a lot of excuses to get out of doing things, because I don't like to do things. But I also don't have any good excuses. They're either really bad or very specifically that a grandparent died. Not a lot of room in between. Like the other day, my friend, and he had been going on and on about this for months, he said, and I had to tell him, "Hey man, look, I know you've been talking about it, but I can't make your adult circumcision. I have to test all of the lumbar support on all of my chairs." Or, a couple months ago, I had to tell Jared from Subway that I couldn't make his son's birthday party because I had to go switch out all of my eggs that were about to expire with my roommate's eggs that he had just bought. And I know that sounds kind of shitty, but if he thinks that they all look the same, isn't that kind of racist? And in a way, doesn't he deserve to get sick? All right, that's the end.
All right, guys, we got one last comic for you tonight. Oh yeah, I'm so over that. All right, whatever. But just get excited, get your smiles on. Our final comic was, hang on, I wrote this one down. He was the runner-up in a King Joffrey look-alike competition. All right, so we got a real celebrity on our hands. Everyone, give it up for Jack Wanberg.
Sorry, I'll try to be quick. Are there any substitute teachers in the house tonight? Oh, thank God. Okay. So substitute teachers are the most absurd collection of people that exist on the planet. As far as I can tell, they fall into one of 2 categories, either the weak or the deranged. And substitute teachers who are weak, they're not bad people, they're just completely and totally incompetent. Like they read a book about kids once, but they've never seen one in real life. And they'll just lock themselves in the closet and weep all day and write a mean little note to your real teacher. And they'll always lie about bad things you did. And so the teacher will come back and they'll be like, "Class, I'm very disappointed in you. The substitute teacher yesterday said that you were disrespectful and noisy and spent the whole day lighting each other on fire." So disappointed. Now, the deranged substitute teacher leaves a note, but the letters are cut out from magazines. It's like, "We have your children." And they're like wacky sitcom neighbors that were cut from the show for being too upsetting. You'll come home from school and your parents will be like, "So what happened at school today?" And you'll be like, "Well, this grizzled carny wandered into the classroom with a plastic shopping bag full of sesame seeds. And then he just kicked back and screeched at us about plumbing our homes with something called gray water." My parents will be like, "Did you learn anything?" And I'll be like, "I don't know." The worst experience that I ever had with a substitute teacher was back in high school. And I should say, back in high school, I had this habit of having little jokes to say when I didn't know what to say, because I can't do a conversation. And so, for example, when my friends would ask me if I got my hair cut, I would say, no, I got them all cut. It usually landed about as well as that. It's actually a very smart joke because the word hair is the same in its singular form and its plural form. It's a grammar joke. And so I had gotten a haircut, and I walk into class and I have a substitute teacher, and she says, "You got a haircut," like she tells me. And I say, "Oh no, I got them all cut." And she says something that will haunt me for the rest of my life. She says, "Ew." With an authority figure about your pubic hair. Like, this was the conversation from her perspective. I walked in, she told me I had a haircut, and then I said, "Oh, but that's not all. I'm smooth as a cue ball. I have a very thorough barber." So what I learned is that if you don't know what to say, just don't say anything at all. Just come up with something that you like a lot and just work that into the conversation. A good way to start is gray water. Thank you guys.
Alright guys, that's the end of our stand-up showcase, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I know it's sad, but the real fun's about to begin. We have the 31st generation of off campus here to do stand-up. So, without any further ado, please welcome to the stage the 31st generation of off campus.